I think that using the protocols has certainly helped us be more organized and purposeful around what the outcomes are, especially if you're clear about what your question is. You can match the protocol to the question or dilemma that you have.
You can see where they've taken on those attributes also. So now they're actively using protocols and they're actively listening, or they're asking probing questions, and it really makes a difference. Everybody's talking the same language. I think it brings out the best in people. So oftentimes when we attend meetings, there's always that dominant personality or dominant personalities, and you also have those people who tend to sit back and they're quiet, they're observers. Using protocols helps to bring out the best in everyone, and so you have equality of voice.
Yeah.
It ensures that everybody's ideas, regardless of how minute they may seem or how minor the person's ideas may seem to them, they're contributing to the process.
Right.
So it encourages everyone to become engaged in that whole process and be creative.
Protocols are they're designed to make sure that everyone has a voice and a say if they're followed correctly. And that's really important in terms of buy-in in an organization. So in terms of creating a culture of buy-in and a culture of investment, I think protocols are really effective.
I think the number one thing that sticks out is that there's more a sense of collegiality. The climate has totally changed. Their own territory, they're very territorial, but I feel that this has really broken down those barriers. People are beginning to share ideas, they're sharing practices, they're bringing problems to each other. There's not that fear of intimidation.
Right.
And it's just been a whole cultural shift.
You know, we just read this article on people know how to solve their own problems best, and protocols are a tool to help people solve problems. People who might not otherwise participate will participate with a protocol because there is room for them to participate. The team that I've worked most closely with this year, what I feel is through using protocols, they've gained a sense of confidence around being able to address their own issues. It's really about building relationships, and the relationships that are built on trust. And trust doesn't necessarily mean like I don't have to like you necessarily to trust you. It helps, but it's really about building relationships. And I think that in the group that I've worked with this year, these protocols and this process has brought people together and has helped them to make their ideas more transparent and help people explore their assumptions. So thereby, exposing and being able to move beyond, what a bias might be or an assumption might be. So in that regard, I've really seen them grow. And the leaders who I've seen use the protocols definitely feel a lot more confident and hopeful in terms of, trusting the process, and groups can solve their own problems. And again, that's about relationships, and I think we convey that, our belief in others, and whether we intend to or not through our body language or words or whatever. So I think that's super important, especially as a leader. You want to make sure that your people know you believe in them. One of the most helpful things that I've learned is what my role is as a facilitator, and thinking about being a facilitator of learning, a facilitator of meetings, of processes, and what that necessitates. And that really is a different set of skills than being a participant. It's a different set of skills than being a coach. So a facilitator really is about ensuring that a process happens, and that whoever is bringing a problem to a group to help resolve, that facilitator ensures that that person's goals are met. And so I think that really expanded my thinking. It really made me realize that it's not important that I necessarily feel like I know the answer.
Right.
It's not important at all. What is important is that I know the tools to help people figure out how to facilitate conversations around ideas and around dilemmas. So.
I use some different protocols, which I feel will definitely enhance the work that I do. And because my work is striated at times, I work with individual teams, I work with administrators, a variety of protocols that I've learned are going to help me to become more engaged and help them to become more engaged as they work in their roles.
Right.
So it's just exciting. I'm ready to do that.
It's really a way of being present. It's a way of conducting oneself. There are principles behind it, the principles of equity, and the principles of listening, active listening, and